Welcome back to Coach Factory. This is the channel where we talk about how to improve your coaching business. If you have been around a while, you probably know me. My name is Kathy, and I am a former technologist turned coach. I just started my coaching business a few months ago after getting a couple of really useful certifications. Became NLP certified and Motivation Code certified. Now, I am not new to the world of coaching. My husband was a coach for many years and I supported his business in a number of ways. But these certifications are new for me, and learning the methodology of being in a coaching session has all been very new. So I've learned a lot, and I'm sharing what I am learning so that you can be a better coach. Today, I wanted to talk about one of those certifications I got, and that is Motivation Code. Now, full disclosure, Coach Factory is owned by the same parent organization as that which owns Motivation Code. So before I started working on Coach Factory, I was creating a number of videos and content on Motivation Code. So I'm well versed in what Motivation Code is all about. So when they asked me to come over to Coach Factory, I was going to get certified in Motivation Code. It just made sense to me. But the thing that I got out of it was that I learned more about what motivates people by doing what they call impact sessions. Motivation Code is an assessment. You basically sit down at your computer and you tell the system stories. And based on the stories that you tell, the application actually looks for keywords and pulls out what motivates you. Now, why is this important? When you understand what motivates you, it can change how you approach everything in your life. You can lean into the areas of your life where you find the greatest motivation and you can let go of the things that don't motivate you. Now, for example, I have worked in technology for many years, since the 1990s when the internet started. I was like, oh, this is HTML. That's all it is. I know this. I can learn databases and I can learn all of this other programming as well. And as the internet grew up, I grew up as a coder, as a developer. I was developing websites for large companies, running projects for Fortune 100 companies. I was deep into it. And then I met my husband. And a technologist, he was not. Setting up a website, clueless, had no idea. So I ended up running all of the technology, doing all of the accounting, doing all of the stuff that the dirty work of a coaching business, stuff you have to do. You need to be able to charge your clients and you need to set up appointments and you need to set up events. You need to schedule speaking engagements. You need to schedule interviews. So I ran the business side of his coaching business for 15 years until he retired. But because he was not a technologist, I leaned into aspects of my life that I knew I could do, not necessarily enjoyable to me. But I want to show you how Motivation Code explains who I am so that you can understand what Motivation Code is all about and see if it is something that is right for you and your coaching business. If you go to motivationcode.com, you see this assessments page here, and it gives you this little overview of what this report actually looks like. Very colorful, very easy to understand, but you might not fully understand what happens with Motivation Code unless you actually look at the report. So I'm going to show you my own report. It basically tells me what my top 5 motivations are and what my motivational dimensions are all about. That might sound Greek to you, but I am going to explain it. So there are 32 different motivations, and this is based on 60 years of motivational research. So you can actually see all of the different motivations. If I go to these motivational rankings, you can see all 32 of those motivations ranked in order by my scores. So my number one motivation is to experience the ideal. So like when I saw the internet come out, I'm like, oh, I know what this is going to do. I remember one time I was living in Chicago, living in this apartment, and somebody came around to sell me the Chicago Tribune. And I was like, I get my news online. Everybody's going to get their news online. What are you selling newspapers for? I was already like into the future. I could realize the vision. I had this visionary aspect to myself that could see the future. I could identify the potential, another one of my motivations. And I wanted to experience all of that. That is what drove me to become a developer because I saw what the internet was all about. I mean, this was in the days of like before Google when I first started coding things for the internet. This was like Alta Vista, Lycos, like they had all these crazy search engines back then. But I knew where it was going. And when Google came out, I was like, oh, yeah, this is it. So, what lit me up was the internet because I could see the vision, I could identify the potential, and all I really wanted to do was experience that. That's what drove me to be a developer. Now, if you look at some of my lower motivations, it's interesting to me because do it right is my lowest motivation. Comprehend and express, take charge. All of these things are my lower motivations. It doesn't mean that I am not motivated to do any of those things. Actually, what I'm doing right now is comprehending the report and expressing to you, but I'm doing it for a higher purpose. So I can do all of these things, but if that's all I'm doing and I can't like realize the vision and experience the ideal while I'm doing it, I'm not interested. If I'm just doing a tutorial video of, okay, here's how to secure your website, and there's no higher motivation there of experiencing an ideal of you not worrying about security with your website and experiencing the ideal of a growing business around your website, that's really where I get motivated. So when I took the MCode assessment, I was able to see all of this and it described me. Now the business work that I did for my husband, it was all down here. I was doing all of this accounting, do it right. I was doing all of this orchestrating type of thing. I was meeting requirements. I was systematizing things. I was doing make it work, demonstrating, learning, architecting things. These are not my high motivations. But because I saw the things that my husband was doing for other people, I could live in this space for some time as long as it was tied to that higher realizing the vision of people getting a transformation. I was so enthralled with the work that he was doing, really helping people get rid of limiting beliefs and understand their potential, identifying potential, all of that stuff. So, the lower motivations don't actually mean that you can't do those things. It just means that if that's all you're doing and you can't tie it to a higher motivation, you're going to get burned out. Like if somebody just said, go do right things, go do it right every single time, I would just be bored out of my skull, which is why I still hate doing accounting. I can do it if I'm tying it to my higher motivations up here, but if it's down in the basement of my motivational needs, then I am unhappy. So that's basically how this report works. Then I want to show you the motivational dimensions. So all 32 of these M code motivations are brought over into this sort of periodic table of motivation with these motivational dimensions. So you see each of the motivations is mapped to sort of a family of motivations. So visionary is that's who I am. I like to see things off in the future. I like to experience the ideal. I like to realize the vision. I like to identify potential. All very visionary types of things. And then my influencer self, I like to identify potential. I love to make an impact. If anything that I'm teaching you helps you live a better life, feel more free in your life, get things done faster, feel more secure, those things that give you freedom, that's where I love to make an impact. And of course, persuading people, a big part of influencing as well. My third motivational dimension is achiever. Achievers like to get recognition. So I love it when somebody says, hey, that video that you put up really helped me understand my coaching business better. This all helped me understand who I am. So if you look at these top motivational dimensions, visionary, influence, and achiever, when we talk about all of that, that's me. That is where my motivations are. Now, when we get down into like optimizer and orchestrator, like these guys are the ones that I don't like. I do like to learn, mastery, demonstrating learning. Now, comprehend and express. I love to learn new things. except I have to tie it into that visionary part. So even though that's in the basement of my motivations, it is something that I enjoy for a purpose. But if I'm just comprehending and expressing and there's no meaning to it, then that's not something that's super exciting to me. But I actually love learners. I love learning from learners, especially people who like to go like deep and understand everything, as long as I can take that information and turn it into something that has an impact, that realizes some kind of vision. Uh, all of those bottom types of motivations, they have to serve something else. And with like my husband's business, for example, the do it right, the optimizer, the orchestrator of architecting his systems and developing his systems so that his business can operate and he could go out and do things. I loved doing that as long as he was in coaching sessions. But when he was just like, okay, I want to change my website again, for what purpose? It's fine. Like, just go out and serve your clients. But he would get like, I want to change things. And then I would get frustrated with doing all of the architecting and developing types of things because the higher purpose was get you in front of more clients, not have the perfect website. The website just needs to be good enough to get you in front of clients because that's where the magic happens. Somebody who is a relator, they're concerned with, are you okay? Are you good? Are you feeling motivated? Are you feeling like you're part of the team? They're interested in cohesive teams. And I'm okay if a team has conflict. I'm okay. Just are we getting something done? Somebody could be a driver. If you say something needs to get done, they're like, watch how fast I can do it. Or if they ask you to do something, it's like, all right, fastest way from point A to point B. Let's just get it done. Let's overcome obstacles. Let's just get it done. That's why finish meeting challenges. Like nobody else can get this done. I bet you can. Driver is like, yes, I can. Let me show you. But they're different than an achiever. Achievers like to do something super unique, something nobody ever has done before. So they love to get things done and they like to do things that nobody else has ever been able to do. But they are looking instead for some kind of recognition. They want to be seen as the person who got the very unique, very unusual thing done. So their motivation is much more to excel and to get things done but they want to be unique. Whereas driver is just you say it can't be done, you say it's never been done before, let me show you how. And they get pride from the actual doing of it. So it's really interesting when you have an impact session to discover what your motivations are. Now, when I took MCode for the first time, the biggest thing that I got from it was yes, I can be an optimizer. I can be a learner. I can be an orchestrator and a relator. I can play all of those roles. I'm not just a visionary. That's just where I light up. I can do all of those things. But what it did for me is I was able to look at my report and say, I get to let go of the things that don't light me up. I am going to let the orchestrators, optimizers, relators, and learners, I'm going to let them light themselves up. I'm more interested in people feeling freedom, empowerment, those types of things. I'm more interested in that. So I let go of this need to do everything because I have done everything. I've run small businesses, I've run big projects, but taking MCode allowed me the freedom to let go, to let go of the things that didn't let me up. And I'm lucky enough that I work in an organization where it's just like, oh, Kathy, you're doing great with this thing and you seem really excited by it and just go do your thing. There's 0 expectation. I don't have to prove anything. I don't have to do all of the dirty work that I'm not good at and allow other people to do those things because there's other people who love doing those things. So what Motivation Code did for me was give me freedom. Now, as a coach, I do impact sessions with other people. And I can tell you one thing. I mean, even though I've known all about M Code for a year and a half, I love watching it light people up. I love watching how other people get to know themselves better and change the way they approach things in their life once they fully understand how they're motivated. So I just wanted to show you what the report looks like, show you the data that comes out of it so that you can see like some of the power that's behind motivation codes. If you are a new coach and you are looking for a way to better understand your clients, if you're still trying to sort of learn that intuitive way of, oh, okay, this is this person's issue here, and I've seen this kind of thing before. Assessments are such a powerful way to get to know your clients and to understand what motivates them, what lights them up, where they are torturing themselves by holding on to things that they should probably let go of and let other people do. Motivation code can help you structure the work you're having your clients do, whether it's in the kitchen, in their finances, in their business, to structure things so they get the outcomes that they're after. They have a goal, they have something that they're after, but if you can structure the work so that their motivations are aligned, the outcomes that they get are so much more fulfilling. I mean, think about it. I have certain goals that I have with my business. If somebody sat me down and said, well, you need better accounting systems and you need to do this stuff with your organization and structure everything this way, I'm going to be like, for why? So it looks nice when I have to do accounting at the end of the year. My accounting works. But if somebody says, okay, if you have all of your accounting structured this way, it's going to help you realize the vision of serving more clients because you're spending less time doing all of the counting. Oh, well, there's something. There's something that works for me. But one of my clients, his number one motivation is do it right. That's not the same thing that I would say to him. I wouldn't say, "Okay, well, you would serve more clients if you did your accounting better," you know? He's probably got perfect accounting systems already. He's much more interested in, am I aiming in the right direction? I'll do it right once I know where I'm aiming, but I need to help him with some of his other motivations and help bring those in alignment with do it right so that he can find greater fulfillment in the things that he's doing. So I hope this overview of motivation code helped you understand what this report is all about. There is so much more in the report. You can download a PDF report or you can just go through all of the results here, but it has so much information in it. It not only goes through your top 5 motivations and things to watch out for, it goes through all of your motivational dimensions and what's strongest, where you have blind spots, what your motivational flow is, which is super interesting. And then also things that will enhance your LinkedIn or enhance your bios. Like if you are marketing yourself as a coach, understanding how to enhance your bios so that it really showcases who you are. This report is so helpful for you to understand how you show up in the world, what lights you up, what fulfills you. And if it can do that for me and it could do that for you, just imagine what it could do for your clients. Just imagine what it can do for the client relationship when you can show up with your client, go through their motivations, go through their motivational dimensions, and really help them understand why they do the things that they do. And because it's all based on their stories, it's almost like a third party report. It's not about anything they said to you. This is what the report says. Let's talk about it and let's figure this out together. It becomes an incredible tool that helps you understand your clients, meet them where they're at, and help them get to where it is that they want to go. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you next time on Coach Factory.